Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to set up Kali Linux 2022 in VMware Workstation Player. Now, VMware Workstation Player is free for personal use, so we can go ahead and then install Kali Linux without any licensing issues. So now to get started with the installation of Kali Linux, we have to download the installation ISO image file that we can download from the download page. So head over to kali.org website and click on the download link. Now when you click on download, you would see various platforms for which the installer is available. For example, we have one for bare metal, we have one for virtual machine, we have one for ARM chips, then we have for mobile devices, cloud, live boot. So for our case, we have to click on the live boot, and here you will see the option to download for 64-bit and 32-bit. So here you see that you have got two options: everything and Kali 2022.1 point release live image. Now the major difference between these two is that everything contains all the packages, and you will have to download about 10 GB of ISO file. So the ISO file for everything is about 10.5 GB. So for Kali 2022.1, the download is about 3.5 GB, and it does not contain all the packages. So you will have to install the meta packages as per your requirement when you start using Kali Linux. So in this video, I would be using everything ISO. Now to get started, let's go ahead and click on the download link. Now for ISO everything ISO, to download it, you see that this option is actually download is available only through torrent because of the download size. So download size about 10 GB. So direct download is not available here. In Kali Linux 2022, we see that the direct download is actually available. So let me go ahead and click on the download link here, and you'll see that I have a torrent file downloaded. So when I click on open, you would see that my torrent client opens up, right? And since I've already downloaded it, I don't really have to download it again. So you see that it is about 10.6 GB. So this would take some time to download based on the bandwidth or your internet speed. So let me go ahead and then quit torrent. Okay. Now when I go ahead and then click on the Kali Linux Kali 2021 download link, this is the Kali Linux 2022.1 live amd.iso. So this is not a torrent file, this is a direct download ISO. So now since I've already downloaded everything Linux, everything Kali option, so let me go ahead and then start the installation process. Now to get started with the installation, I have opened VMware Workstation Player. So this is version 16. So let's go ahead and then start creating the virtual machine. So click on create a new virtual machine. And here we'll have to specify the location of the downloaded ISO file. So let me go ahead and then browse to the location. So let me go to the downloads folder and select the ISO file that I have downloaded. You would see that the operating system has not been detected. No problem. So let's go ahead and click on next. So here we'll have to specify the version of the operating system. Select the guest operating system. So under Linux, select Debian 10 64-bit because I have downloaded 64-bit version of Kali Linux. Click on next. Now here mention the name of the virtual machine. So let me name this as Kali Linux 2022-1. Click on next. So you can change the location of the virtual machine, but I have left it where it is. Now click on next to continue. Now for disk capacity, choose 60 GB. So this is the disk capacity I normally use for my virtual machines. Now leave this as it is. Split virtual disk into multiple files. Click on next. Now again, we'll have to customize our hardware. You can leave the default as it is, which is 2 GB of memory. So let me go ahead and customize. Since I've got around 24 GB of RAM, I'll go ahead and select 8 GB for my virtual machine. And for processor, since I have an i7, I can go ahead with 4 cores. Then I'll click on close and then click on finish. So now you see that my virtual machine is ready. Now click on play virtual machine to open up the virtual machine, that is to run the virtual machine. Now let's wait for the virtual machine to start. Now this is the bootloader. So here we'll have to click on start. We'll have to choose start installer. So this will actually begin the installation process. And then click on enter. Now we'll see that the installation process would actually begin. So let's wait for some time. Now we'll have to enter. Now we'll have to select the language. So in this case, I'll be choosing English. You can choose the language based on your location. Click on continue. Then you'll have to select your location. So I'll click on India. Well, you can choose the location where you are from. Based on the location, the clock would actually be configured. So click on continue. Now we'll have to configure the keyboard. I'll leave it as it is, which is the American English. So this is the QWERT keyboard. So which is the default one for English language. I'll go ahead and continue. Now here we'll have to provide the host name. So for host name, you can leave it as it is, or you can give any name that you want. Now click on continue. Now here we'll have to give the domain name. So it can be anything. Let me give it as example.com. So this domain does not exist. I've just made it up. So this is because this is only for my personal use. So click on continue. Now here I have to give the name, the username that would be actually created. So I'll give my name here. So give the name, the username that you want to create. Click on continue. Now in this screen, I'll leave the username as it is, same as we entered in the previous screen. Now click on continue. Here we'll have to provide the password. So this user will be used for all non-administrative accesses. That is, this is not a root user. So root user will be creating after the installation is complete. So here enter the password. Re-enter the password again and click on continue. So this is going ahead and then configuring the clock. So wait for the process to complete. Now this would detect the disk. Now you see these installation process is actually going on. Now for partition disk, leave it as it is, which is guided use entire disk. Click on continue. Again for partition disk, again in this screen you will see the device 64 GB VMware. Click on continue. Now again in this case we'll have to select the partition. So here also we leave it as it is, all files in one partition recommended for new users. Click on continue. Now the disk partitioning is done. To write the changes, we'll have to choose finish, partition and write changes to disk. Leave it as it is. Click on continue. Now write changes to disk, yes. Click on continue. Now we'll see that the installation process has actually started. So this has started to copy the files to disk. Now this will take some time depending on the processor and the RAM that you have actually provided. So wait for this process to complete. Now in this screen, we have to configure the package manager. Now it is asking if we want to use the network mirror. So leave it as it is, yes, and click on continue. Now we'll have to set up the proxy. So leave it blank. Don't enter anything here. Click on continue. And we'll see that the package manager is being configured. So let's wait for some time. Now in this screen, it is asking us if we would want to install the grub bootloader. So the default is yes. Click on continue. And then we'll have to provide the location. So choose /dev/SDA and click on continue. Now the installation is actually getting completed, and the VM will restart, and then we can see the login screen. The installation is complete. Click on continue to reboot. Now this is the grub bootloader. We can actually press enter to continue. Now this is Kali Linux login screen. Now enter the username that you created during the installation process, and enter the password and click on login. So now I would be logging into Kali Linux desktop. So this is the brand new Kali Linux desktop. Okay. Now let me move, or let me switch to full screen. So I can do that by clicking on the icon here, enter full screen mode, click on that. Now you can see that I have switched to this full screen mode, and I did not have to do anything. Now in the next step, we would go ahead and create the password for the root user. So let me go ahead and open up terminal. I can click on the terminal emulator here. Okay, and let me increase the size here. So here what we have to do is to log in as a root user. So enter sudo su, enter the password for the user that you have actually created. Now I have logged into the terminal as a root user. Now enter the command pass password passwd. Click on enter and enter the new password. Retype the password, and that's it. We have set the password for the root user. Let me click on exit and let me log into the root user. So what I will do is that switch user. Okay, here username would be root. Enter your password would be the password that we have just set, and click on enter. Now we have logged into Kali Linux as a root user. So that's it, guys. This is the latest version of Kali Linux 2022. Thanks for watching my video.